I want everyone watching to answer one question. Would you recognize your own child after 3 years apart? Comment your answer right now. Subscribe if you enjoy true mysteries. And let's get into one of the most unbelievable cases ever recorded.
Imagine your child disappears, and days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years, until hope begins to die. Then one day the phone rings. Your child has been found, alive, waiting for you in another country, the miracle every parent dreams of. But when you finally see him, you realize something is wrong. His eyes are different, his voice is different, his accent is different, even his appearance has changed, and yet somehow you still bring him home. This isn't a movie, it isn't fiction, it actually happened. And it became one of the strangest mysteries in modern criminal history because the boy who returned wasn't the missing child at all. He was a complete stranger. And the biggest mystery isn't how he fooled the authorities, it's the dark secret the family was hiding. This is the disturbing reality of the Nicholas Barclay case, a boy who vanished and a stranger who walked into their home. June 13th, 1994. In San Antonio, Texas, 13-year-old Nicholas Patrick Barclay was known as a difficult child. He was rebellious, often got into trouble, and frequently argued with family members. Teachers described him as intelligent but unpredictable, and he had a history of running away from home. To some people, he looked like a troubled teenager, but to his family, he was simply Nicholas. No one knew that in just a few hours, he would disappear forever. That afternoon, Nicholas left home to play basketball with friends. At some point, he called his family because he needed a ride home, and a family member agreed to pick him up. But when they arrived, Nicholas wasn't there. At first, nobody panicked. After all, he had run away before. Maybe he had gone to a friend's house, or maybe he was trying to avoid getting into trouble. But as the hours passed, concern turned into fear. Nicholas Patrick Barclay had vanished. Police began investigating immediately. Friends were questioned, family members were interviewed, and every possible lead was followed, but nothing came of it. There were no witnesses, no evidence, no body, and no ransom demands. It was as if Nicholas had simply ceased to exist. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Eventually, investigators had very little to work with. Missing person posters appeared throughout the city, and Nicholas's face was shown on television, but there were still no answers. Then came the hardest part: time. As months turned into years, hope slowly faded. The family had no idea whether Nicholas was alive or dead. 3 years passed. Most missing child cases grow cold within days, and this one seemed destined to remain unsolved forever. Then, something impossible happened. In October 1997, thousands of miles away in Spain, police discovered a teenage boy wandering alone. He looked frightened, confused, and exhausted. When authorities asked his name, he gave a shocking answer: "I am Nicholas Barclay." The statement stunned everyone. The missing American boy had supposedly been found after 3 years in another country. Police quickly contacted the family in Texas, and the news was overwhelming. Nicholas was alive against all odds. The family could hardly believe it. A relative traveled to Spain, and the reunion was emotional. The boy cried. The family cried. Everyone wanted to believe the nightmare was finally over. But there was one enormous problem. This wasn't Nicholas Barclay. The differences were obvious. Nicholas had blue eyes, but this boy had brown eyes. Nicholas spoke with an American accent, while this boy had a heavy European accent. Nicholas was blonde, yet this boy had darker hair. Even their facial features didn't match. By all logic, the deception should have ended immediately, but it didn't. The family accepted him. They brought him home, called him Nicholas, gave him a bedroom, and treated him as if he were their missing son. Even more shocking, some authorities accepted him too. How was this possible? Because the boy had a story, a horrifying one. He claimed that he had been kidnapped and abused, and that his captors had changed his appearance. He explained that the trauma had changed him. People wanted to believe him. And so, they did. The boy's real name was Frederick Bourdin, a French con artist and one of the most extraordinary imposters in criminal history. By the time he met the Barclay family, Bourdin had already impersonated numerous children and teenagers. He was a drifter, a liar, and a manipulator. More than anything, he understood one simple truth. People often believe what they desperately want to believe, and the Barclay family desperately wanted Nicholas back. Years later, Bourdin confessed that he expected to be exposed immediately. Instead, he was welcomed. He couldn't believe it. Eventually, he began to wonder if the family knew something he didn't, something dark, something terrible. Over time, a chilling possibility emerged. What if Nicholas had died years earlier, and someone in the family knew what happened? Some investigators theorized that accepting the imposter made painful questions disappear. No missing child, no murder investigation, no suspicions, just the miracle of a lost son returning home. But there was no evidence, no body, and no confession, nothing that could prove any theory. The mystery remained exactly that, a mystery. Eventually, the truth came out. Authorities discovered the boy's fingerprints and learned his real identity. The person living as Nicholas Barclay was not an American teenager. He was Frederick Bourdin. The deception collapsed, the family was devastated, and the media exploded. The world became fascinated by one question: how could an entire family accept a stranger as their missing son? And perhaps an even darker question emerged: why? To this day, nobody knows what happened to Nicholas Barclay. Did he run away? Was he abducted? Was he murdered? Did someone close to him know more than they admitted? No one knows. No one has ever been charged, and no remains have ever been found. The case remains open. Nicholas Barclay disappeared on a summer evening in 1994, and he has never been seen again.